Yo, it's Jay from Team DMA. Welcome back to the channel. So we're gonna be discussing. I don't think I've covered it. I've been wanting to cover it for like quite a while, more than 2 weeks, but I haven't gotten a chance to. But I'm gonna take my time right now and quickly cover as quickly as I can. Machi's new profile, which is Dark Magician Runick. So basically, in case you were under a rock or you're from another planet or something, you haven't noticed Runick is nothing special. Then also everyone's doing it. Like if you see Runick in something and you're like, oh, I never tried on that, it probably means you don't play Yu-Gi-Oh. And why do I mention that? Because this is very common now. Everyone does it. It's splashed. Runick is everywhere. It's kind of like the Bestial. They're in every deck, every profile. Sometimes they're on profiles that don't even have room for Runick. Like they're playing like Runick, Synchro, Horus, Kashtira. You've seen some of my duels. People have like 6 different engines in a deck. And if you think that's wild, no, that's like the norm. It's just that people are not too familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh! They think they know, but they don't. And then there's a lot of disagreements that I have because I play very competitive. And I don't see any other existing Yu-Gi-Oh player, doesn't matter who it is or what channel, I don't see them playing tier 1, tier 0 formats that are like super broken. You can have 3 Dragoon, even if you had 4, it would not stop them. So I want to do my take on this profile. So it's fine. Everything he's saying is fine. Everything's fine. And there's a lot of variations of this. But I have a lot of things to say, but I need to finish this video quick. The first thing is, a lot of people try to act like cool when they have a lot of spells, but they never mention when your opponent negates the spells. There's a lot of cards you can play to stop the spells. They don't mention that the opponent can do that. They can shut your spells down. And because the deck is all gas, it dies. Like Sky Striker in so many decks. So the deck just dies. And the deck has so many spells that sometimes you might not even draw monsters. And it sounds dumb, but it's true. And then the spell cards that you have to draw, they might ash them or draw them or both. Draw them and ash them, or ash them and draw them. So it's not good. So my take on this deck is you can have the Runick in there, but you have to have backup for when it gets crazy. So having the 3, first of all, in the beginning, the 2 Dark Mission is fine, Dark Mission Grow, and then having the 3 Illusion of Chaos is definitely wrong because I've played it at 3 and sometimes you get 2. And that's a dead brick. You get 2 and you wish you had another variant. So what I do is I play 1 prep. So Loza does 2, and why do I mention him? Because he's right on some things, and the prep at 1 and 3 illusion is better because sometimes you might not get draw or ash, and you have access to the Magician Souls to dump the prep to the graveyard to draw, because you want to have access to draw power not just in 1 turn or in your second. You want to have draw power always. The draw power has to be always available every turn. So I would minimize it to 2 illusion, and then the 3 souls is fine. The United Dragon's fine. 3 rod is fine. And then here the 3 servant, when you go tier 1 and tier 0, like once you start moving into regionals and nationals, everyone who plays a Dark Magician, OCG, TCG, the people that actually are winning, like they're topping 10, maybe not nationals, but regionals, they always cut down Soul Servant to 1 or 2. Why is that? Because when you're playing competitive, your opponent, I don't know why the community tries to make it seem like I am fantasy stories and I'm making stuff up. Come to my channel and see my duels. See me go against 6 to 10 negates per turn against me. Servant is not going to get you anywhere. Servant is there to facilitate drawing. It's not going to do anything else. So that's not enough to break the board. So definitely don't recommend 3. When I play the fun deck at 3, it's fine. But when I play it competitively and you see me murder all these tier 1, tier 0 decks, I play it at 2. 2 is all you need. If you need more than that, then something's going on with you. You're misusing the resources, you're misusing it. And when you have 2, you should never go to the servant. Never. And don't touch it. Leave it in the deck. Let it come naturally unless you really, really need it to stack the circle or the eternal back on the field. Other than that, don't touch the servant. Leave it in the deck, or just keep it in hand. You have to save it. Some cards are meant to be saved because once you deplete them, then that's it. And in reality, you don't need to get anything. The Ra's getting everything, and the regular draw power from the Runick will draw everything else. So a 2 is fine. So I got that rid of that. So now that you have a room for Illusion of Chaos and one of the Soul Servants, I would replace those with Drissworm and Magnema because they're essentially there as draw power bodies on the boards, and then you can banish as an interrupt to attack to defense. So you can have defense on your deck, and then from there you can use it to link or attack pop or special attack link pop, double pop, triple pop with the combos that I've taught you. So when you remove the bestial, you automatically remove that defense, and you also remove the combos that I just said, and you might need to remove some cards. And they're essential for your opponent playing dark. It's a big deal. If you have strong monsters to link or strong monsters in the graveyard to banish, or you need to chain spam or like link climb or fusion synchro, you're gonna need something above the deck, something hovering above. So yeah, definitely the Drissworm and the it's not gonna hurt the deck. The Drissworm and the Magma, and then people, I know they love to play 3 Secrets of Dark Magic, but in reality, when you're going top tier, what is it that you're really trying to fusion that's so broken? A Dragoon? That's trash. I've shown you guys. Like, because the fake Dark Magician community is bent on, like, they're willing to stake their life, they're willing to die on it. That they're guaranteed that Dragoon will win. When somebody says Dragoon will win, that should click a light bulb in your head. Fake Dark Magician player. When somebody says you summon Dragoon to win the duel, they're fake. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know how to play. If I'm lying, go see Machi's old Dragoon duels when Dragoon's on the field. Everyone gets rid of Dragoon like he's trash because Dragoon is trash. You have to put that in your head. Dragoon is trash. Once you understand that, you're going to want to put more negates and interrupts on the board on top of Dragoon. Dragoon is trash, bottom line. So people are trying to summon 1 or 2 Dragoons thinking, oh, I'm good. And that's why the whole entire TCG and OCG and everyone is laughing at the Dark Mission community. It's your guys' fault. It's the fault of those people who are teaching that. It's not true. Dragoon's always been worthless. The only time he was strong was when Dragoon barely came out because people didn't know. But now people got used to Dragoon. And if I'm lying, go watch. I'll leave a link to Machi's current video. He even says all the things that can out Dragoon, and one of them is Kaiju's. And he straight up admits it. He doesn't even go around the bush. At least he's honest. He goes, as soon as they Kaiju, he goes, you lost the match or you lost the duel. But in the AC 130, I teach you guys, it doesn't matter if they Kaiju. All they did was help you. Your win rate goes up instead of go down. Because the fake Dark Magician community is teaching you it's a one card wins. Those are lies. The current scenes is too broken, so you don't need 2 secrets. There's nothing you can fuse that'll be strong like you think. There's nothing. So at 1 is fine. So what would I substitute as that? I would put a Super Poly. Super Poly is broken. It's super broken. I could get rid of Dragoon, 2 Dragoon. Super Poly, definitely. 1 circle is fine. 1 of the instant fusion, that's fine because I know he's extending and bringing out monsters onto the field for negate. That's fine. And then the Runick, you don't need 3 of. Like, people make it seem like I need 3 of this copy. If you need 3, are you sure that you're going to win? Like, is that 3rd copy that good that you're going to win? You're going to play it, it's gonna, if they have no spells, it's worthless. And then they can negate it. And some of the cards say once per turn. And then with the Runick, you can't even do a battle phase. So no, definitely not 3 of. I would just play two of everything. Because it's going to come out anyways. So yeah, you play 2s of all that. And then once you're done with all the Runick stuff, you come at the end with the Starfrost. So I know he's doing like a chain combo there. But is the combo enough to like break the opponent? And then can you simultaneously play during your turn and their turn? Can you negate and stuff like that? And the answer is a lot of these combos, the answer is no. So they're gonna break the board. That's one thing that people are not realizing. Like they can't put it in their head. People are so fake. They're so horrible Dark Mission players that sadly this even includes Machi in his duels. Like, and this isn't a personal attack. Just look at the duels. Forget about what Jay said. Go look at his duels. Go and see his duels. He has them online. And it's not just Machi. Every Dark Mission player that exists. Look at what happens when they break their board. No Dark Magician existing players can recover. None of them. The AC-130, I've shown you guys, it can recover easily and it brings up 100% the board in the same turn that it was destroyed. That's the reason, that's the one of the reasons for that is because the deck has already been tested through destruction. So I establish my monsters and then I destroy the whole entire board. I send it all to the graveyard. And then with my hand, I replenish and recover. So I've already looked into that. So what these guys are doing is they're betting their whole life and everything that their board can be broken, and all of those things are lies. It doesn't matter. Your board is going to be broken. So the question is, can you recover? And the answer is they can't. So you're gonna want to have recovery. So from that, I would use cards that do recovery or do negates of destruction. For example, the last three cards, or actually even the last. No, that's fine. I'll leave the other ones two on the bottom. Um, you have, if you count the open spots, you have four, five, six, no, yes, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 7 open cards because of Starfrost, and then the 4 of the triples of the Runick engine that I took out. So it's a lot. Yeah, it's 7 cards. So with those 7 cards, 3 of them I would put 1 Eternal Soul, and then the other 2 traps, either crackdowns, or I would use on the other ones is negate, destroying the board, because that's what they're gonna do. They're not gonna do anything else. And from this, you're gonna have to have ability to control his monsters, because one thing that people don't realize, every single player, as long as the deck exists, they special summon spam. You need to be able to control that. And then you have to be able to pop their whole back row every single turn with no exceptions. If you can't do it, then you need to change the deck to where you can. So you're going to be having the Dark Magician with the Runick, with, if you want to, Synchros, if you want to, Lynx, if you want Dragoon, with traps. And what's going to be happening is you're going to be doing wild simultaneous combos. And you have to be chaining during your turn and during your opponent. And they're going to be destroying everything. You're going to be recovering and negating. So it can work, but not with these ratios. Because these ratios are going to give you 2 or 3 of the same cards. And it's going to be a full dead hand. And then people forget the Runick, you can't have a battle phase. So you're going to have to depend on card effects. So it's fine, like I said, just replacing those cards for other cards. So people are wondering, wait a minute, Jay, you didn't mention the four Runick cards that you took out. Well, that's up to you what you want to put on there, but you want to remember that in those cards, you're going to want, you can either include 1 or 2 draw power and then 1 or 2 board breakers. Or you can even play three super poly. And people are mentioning like, why? You know why? Because your opponent, you number 1, you have to stop their special summon spam. You have to control it. And then number 2, you have to blow the back row. When, Jay? All the time. Every single time. And then you're going to have to do the end board with cards that can negate and interrupt. If you can't do that, then you're going to have to switch to another deck. But if Dark Mission can do it, I've shown you guys. So this deck can work, but you have to replace these cards that I said. So they're going to play evenly matched. You're going to negate that. They're going to try to break the board through another card. You're going to negate that. They're going to try to special summon spam. No, you're going to negate that. You're going to control it. And they're going to be forced to top deck, and there's nothing they can do to break the board. And you already know that they're gonna link climb, right? Everybody figured that out, so you gotta stop that. So those are the options. When you go second, you guys never forget 2 Nibiru, 2 Lightning Storm, 2 Dark Ruler, 2 Evenly Matched. And you can include, if you want, 2 Kaijus or 2 Regekis, anything else that would break the board. Because you have to break the board and then do the plays, right? And that's it. That's my take on this deck. On the extra deck, like the monsters, the synchros and all, that's all up to you guys. I just care about the deck because you can play depending on your locals, what you're playing on your extra deck. I don't care about that. And people get angry, but I don't care. What does it matter what I say? Because in your locals is different than my locals. Every locals is different. So that doesn't matter. And if you get mad, that's your problem. The thing is the main deck. If you doubt it, you think I'm lying, try it. Do the cards that I said, and you're gonna notice the board's gonna be more broken. The last board, I've done the video, but the last board that he had was a Baron. He had a Dragoon, and SP Little Knight, and that's fine. I'm not saying that's bad, but he has no back row, so that's bad because even if they're all 3 Omni Negates, which in reality they're just 2 Omni Negates and 1 interruption, that's not good enough. That's 2020. That's 5 years old. Today, what has Jay shown you? I do double what Machi's shown you. I do 6 negates and interruptions. Remember? I showed you? And what happened? The opponent broke the board. Remember? So don't believe what they're telling you. They're lying to you. And people are like, oh, he's attacking Machi. I'm not. I'm just telling you the reality. The reality is 3 is not good. If you're doing 3, you're outdated. You don't stand a chance in today's format. And people are like, Jay, you're too hard. You're too rude. You're too harsh. You're too crude. You're too messed up. It doesn't matter what I am. What matters is you're going to lose the duel. I'm trying to help you guys win. You gotta have at least 6 negates and interrupts a mixture or higher just to stand the chance. And they can still break the board, I've shown you. Then you have to recover. So definitely having some bestial to back everything up on the back. And then having some traps in the back to help with interacting during your opponent's turn. And some of the spells for the same thing of interaction of during your opponent's turn. And I'm aware that some of these spells pop monsters. I am aware some of these spells pop spell and trap. I know that. But it's always better to have OP power than to have under power. So definitely you guys try it. Cut the cards, put the 2 bestial. I'm being serious. And then super poly. And then for the ones at the very bottom, the Starfrost, try 1, 2 crackdowns, 1 eternal soul. And then for the 4 remaining, you can play anything you want there, but they all have to be cards that can be played during your opponent's turn and your turn, so they can always be live. And you're going to notice, just going to be, your board, your field is going to be protected from destruction. Nothing will break it. The monsters they bring out, you'll negate whatever you need to negate. It's going to be broken. The deck can work. Believe me, Dark Magician Runick works. I've played it. I've tried it. It works great. Do I like it? I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not my cup of tea. But hey, if you guys want to try it, you can play it. But you can't play this exact format. It's not going to work. You're wasting your time. What I'm noticing, I got to really end the video, but what I'm noticing is people work too hard to build their deck just to get crushed, and then they got to change again. What have I taught you guys? What has Jay taught you in the last 5-6 years? I've taught you one thing, and I'm gonna take this to the grave. One thing I've noticed with Dark Magician players, they're never able to arrive to a good Dark Magician deck. All of their decks get destroyed, and they're always changing it and trying to find better decks. And they live and they die, and they can never find it. Why? Because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. So the right way to do it is you have to build a strong format that covers everything. I said, that's impossible. No, it's possible. I can do it with a budget deck. That means you guys can do it too with the top tier deck. And that's going to be it for the video. If you like it, if you have any questions or concerns, let me know. And like I said, this is 100% far away from attacking Matchy, from attacking any profile in particular. I'm just talking about win rate, which is a higher percentage of weight to loss. That's all I'm saying. I already tried this profile. One of the first ones I tried. So with that, I'm going to say you guys, God bless, take care. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know. And Dark Magic Attack.